it's obviously suicidal for the Democrats to die on this hill. I mean, this is the...
That's what people are saying.
Yeah.
That's the phrase that comes up a lot. Why are you dying on this hill?
Yeah.
Especially since it's not even a noble hill, I don't think.
No, I mean, I think it's a morally confused hill at best, and
Yeah.
a psychologically confused hill. And I'm not sure. I mean, it's a very complicated topic, but it's clear that this specific activist orbit is politically just an absolute dead end. I mean, the topic is such a super stimulus for at least half the country that they will. I mean, they will.
Yeah.
They will resist it without any other political concern. Possibly on the scale. I mean, it's just like this is the thing that they will never vote for somebody who is not making sense on that topic.
I don't blame them. I mean, Andrew talks about it a lot. I always think he's the best on this topic. Coming from a gay man's perspective, he doesn't like what's happened to the trans and gay lumped together and how they kind of hijacked the whole gay movement, and thinks a lot of the kids being trans are just gay kids if you would just let it take its course instead of rushing it. We don't do it like other countries. We are the furthest out there as far as like letting kids self-diagnose, doing it earlier, and now the pediatricians associate or something, they have said, no, you're right, we shouldn't be doing this. So did the...
In the UK, they did that.
No, here. Two groups here. And the associated something in plastic surgeons, I guess they're the ones who actually do the operations. They also say, no, we're throwing in the towel on this one. So it is changing.
I mean, honestly, it's a genuinely confusing landscape. I mean, I think there are clear cases where this is like obviously not culturally communicated to the kid. I mean, you're talking about a kid at age 4 saying they're in the wrong body, and there's just no incentives that could explain this coming from the parents. And then there's just over here pure social contagion, which is probably burning off, or eventually will burn off. And then there's everything in between, and there's just, I mean, the stuff you referenced with Andrew talking about the kind of the zero-sum conflict between trans rights and gay rights, and over here women's rights, and that algebra became, if we could just relax enough to be kind of patient and compassionate with all of this, it's just, it's interesting to figure out how to navigate this, because it's surprising that suddenly you discover a tension between women's rights, trans rights, gay rights, and it's if everyone wasn't in such a rush to burn it all down, we might actually be able to have a conversation about it.
You want my analysis of what the overarching place this comes from?
Yeah, sure. Of
you don't seem that excited.
I can't listen. It's 5:30. I came here for this purpose.
You don't seem that excited about it.
I am on pins and needles.
Okay. I think it mostly comes from there's a faction of the left that their whole identity is really about being social justice warriors. I remember during COVID, David Leonhardt in the New York Times, who really great reporter, and he did this story about the percentage of Republicans versus Democrats what their assessment was how many people with COVID were hospitalized. The Democrats are off like by 50%. There was like half the population. And I forget what the line that he wrote was, but it was something like, on the left, like COVID safety is very core to their identity. And I'm just not talking about just COVID, but like it's very core to their identity that we're the good people. We're the people who don't want anybody to die from COVID. Well, nobody really did. There were honest disagreements, but nobody really wanted people to die. People make trade-offs with death all the time. We've heard that. We all drive cars, people die, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so, but that was the overarching thing was like, we have to be the good people. On COVID, the people with the lawn signs. It's in this house, we believe there are, no illegals on stolen land, and all love is love. And, things I don't disagree with, of course. Well, I disagree with the stolen landing. That's silly. Either shut up or give it back. But, you know, just in general, they have this idea that they are only really fully alive if they are taking the cause of some marginalized group. So they keep finding, I mean, obesity was one for a while. I mean, again, that's completely Orwellian. Like, healthy at any weight, how dare anyone tell you that that is bad for you to be obese now that we have Ozempic? That all went out the window. But
That's,
like,
I mean, that's interesting.
homeless, same thing. Like, somehow that got completely inverted. We defend your right to live on the sidewalk, where it used to be the compassionate thing was to get you off the sidewalk, right? All these, you know, areas were disabled. It was like, how dare you say that that's, and then it's just different. It's not a handicap. It's a, you have to rethink what you think about disabled. It's just a different way of doing it. We're not worse because we can't hear. Yeah, if I couldn't hear, I'd think I was worse. I would like to get my hearing back. All these things that just marginalize people. And I think this is what you have with the trans. We found the civil rights issue of our generation, and we can go into battle. You know, to them, progress is a threat.
Yeah, I mean, you never admit that it's been accomplished. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, I think you could see that most clearly on race, right? It's like we made so much progress, and then we got to a point where we had to be told from the far left that no, this is just a sham form of progress. Actually, things have never been worse on some level. I mean, you know, two-term black president meant nothing. That's basically tokenism, and we just have a 5-alarm fire right now in the year 2019 around race, and everything had to be subsumed by that.
Yeah, that's another one of the examples. I mean, that to me, obviously, there still is racism, you know, and there always will be, just like there will always be criminals. You know, it's just not something that, unfortunately, you can extirpate from the hearts of people, and you can't legislate that away.
I mean, I think there's more racism now than there was. I mean, I think there's certainly a backlash to black and brown identity politics, right? So we have white identity politics now on the right, which is not good. And whether you think about that as just unmasking the racism that was already there or producing new racists, I don't know how you figure that out, but it does seem like a less hopeful moment around race in America than it did.
Yes, they went to a place, as we've discussed, many people have discussed, oppressed, oppressor. Everything had to be one or the other. So the whole Middle East thing got subsumed to that.
Yeah.
Again, ridiculously. Ridiculously.
Oh, yeah.
The idea that, you know, they didn't really think of it any further than the Palestinians are browner and poorer. They must be the good guys.